Are you trying to land a career in cybersecurity, but you don't know where to start? Well, in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to be showing you entry-level cybersecurity jobs that you can land right now. We'll cover everything from average salaries to the skills that you need to get these jobs. So always remember, when people say entry-level in cybersecurity, it just means the easier jobs that will get you into the industry. Because you still need a certain level of knowledge and hands-on practical skills to get these jobs. But this is the same for any type of industry. So my name's AJ, I've been in cybersecurity for the last 9 years, and on this channel, we teach all things cybersecurity for beginners. So let's get into it. The first job then, which I personally started in 9 years ago, is that of a cybersecurity analyst, or you might also see it as SOC analyst, which stands for Security Operations Center Analyst. Might even see it as threat analyst. Usually these are the same type of jobs, but I personally started here 9 years ago, and effectively what you're going to be doing is responding to malicious activity in terms of monitoring a network for suspicious events. Those events will generate alerts, and then it'll be up to you to respond to those and determine if they're malicious or not. And then you're expected to respond to them to actually protect the company. So these are fantastic jobs when you're starting out, because there's usually a lot of jobs available. And the fact that you may have to actually do shift work when you're first starting out. I personally had to do it for 6 years before I went on to more of a normal pattern. But because of that, less people actually want to do them. But when you're starting out, I would say get what you can, even if you're doing shift work. And actually shift work isn't always that bad. I did nights. They weren't the best, to be honest, but I also did day shifts as well, and they were a lot better. But that gave me the experience and allowed me to stand out, to go for those higher paying roles, because I was willing to actually do the shift work. And as you can see here, there are ones that have benefits from working from home. Don't expect to work from home in any job in cybersecurity when you're starting out. Don't have any expectations. You want to just get your foot in the door. But ultimately, the reason that these jobs are so good is because you have some key responsibilities. So this is effectively, these are the kind of things that you want to be learning. So monitoring security information, event management tools, endpoint detection systems. So you want to be using the job descriptions, because these are actually telling you exactly what you need to learn. And towards the end of this video, I'll share the pathway that I personally took to become a cybersecurity analyst. But ultimately, these are great jobs when you're starting out, because there are many jobs available. Not many people want to do shift work. Also, the salary is really good. So average salary in the UK is between 60,000 and 100,000. So this might be on the high level when you're first starting out. So don't always expect these salaries. But then in the US, then they range from $100,000 to $120,000. So fantastic salaries when you're starting out. Second job then is that of an IT support specialist or help desk engineer. So you're probably wondering, hey, this isn't cybersecurity. This doesn't really make sense. Well, the reason is these are one of the best jobs to get in entry level, because it allows you to springboard into jobs like cybersecurity analyst, because there are a lot of transferable skills. So as an IT support engineer, you're usually monitoring the network, setting up the network, just making sure it's efficient. But when you're a cybersecurity analyst, you're doing more of a kind of the security monitoring. But a lot of this you will actually learn in IT support, but you're just not aware of it. For example, if a user gets infected with malware, you're usually dealing with this in IT support. That's great experience in terms of incident response when it comes to becoming a cybersecurity analyst. So being able to get your foot in the door in IT also shows that you're very technical. And usually within IT support companies as well, they usually have cybersecurity positions. So there is a chance that you can actually transfer over. So usually salaries for IT support are much lower. So as you can see here, this one is up to £28,000 per year. But ultimately, it's a great position to start in, because it gets your foot into a company, and it also allows you to start learning some skills related to cybersecurity. And again, look at the job descriptions. This says you're going to be comfortable with the latest technologies and cloud solutions, Microsoft Office 365, Google Workspace, and ideally Azure. So this is telling you exactly what you need to learn. So if you're looking to try and get into an IT support role, a lot of companies these days are looking for you to have the skills within, be able to manage cloud environments. So that's where you want to learn. And it's saying here that the average salary for IT support in the US is around $69,237, and in the UK it is around $27,490. So much less than a cybersecurity analyst, but ultimately if you can get this job first without any experience, because it's usually easier to get an IT support role without any experience than it is a cybersecurity analyst role. Do the IT support role for a year, get the skills then that I'm going to show you at the end of the video to switch into the role of a cybersecurity analyst. Third job then is that of a junior penetration tester. So I'm sure everybody has heard of penetration testing, ethical hacking. So as a cybersecurity analyst, you're on the blue team, so you're defending. Well, penetration testers are on the red team, so they're the ones that are actually attacking to attempt to uncover vulnerabilities. But both teams are trying to protect the company. So as a pen tester, you're going to be on the red team inside. And these jobs are a lot harder to get into because they require you to be a lot more technical. Usually you need some experience, so it could be a lot of home experience or a lot of projects to get jobs like this, or you kind of need to know people in the industry already. It's not impossible. Like you can see here, this junior penetration testing role is between salary 25 to 30k. So when you're starting out, this might not sound like much, but you want to just be taking what you can get, similar to that of the other two roles as well. And junior penetration testing jobs, I don't think come up that often as well. So you may see them as entry-level positions, and they are, but they are a lot more difficult to get. And if you did want to become a penetration tester, then this job role doesn't actually have many requirements in there. So you might want to look at another penetration testing job like this one here. And as you can see, the responsibilities are looking for web application, pen testing, be able to deliver well-structured technical and non-technical reports. So this is something that you will have to do a lot. Vulnerability assessment. So this is just giving you an idea of the things that you might need to do as a penetration tester. And specifically, if you know these things, you're going to be able to get those more junior penetration testing roles as well. So looking into things like certified ethical hacker from the EC Council, for example, these are the kind of things that are going to help you actually get these type of roles. And the average salary in the UK is actually between 25,000 and 40,000, depending on experience. And in the US, this is around, so actually quite a bit higher, 97,000 to 112,000 then. But again, these are a lot more difficult to get, and you need to usually be very technical or be very, very interested in ethical hacking from your home projects as well. Fourth job that we have here is that of a junior information security analyst. So where we had cybersecurity analysts at the start, cybersecurity analysts are more kind of focused on attacks and the kind of technical aspects of protecting a network, where junior information security analysts are protecting more of the data that goes across the network, so more compliance-based and relates to actually safeguarding information systems. So as you can see here then, the key kind of responsibilities, so they're asking you to have knowledge in certain security frameworks, so ISO, NIST. They're going to be expected to collaborate with external auditors, implement and maintain security tools and technologies. So this one here actually crosses over a little bit between SOC analyst and cybersecurity analyst. So that's one thing you might notice when you're looking for jobs. They might be asking for multiple skills. So you want to look at the key responsibilities to actually figure it out. But the main role of a junior information security analyst is usually to protect the data that is going in and out of a network and to actually adhere to these compliance standards within cybersecurity. So the average salary for a junior information security analyst in the UK is between 26,000 and around 30,000. And then in the US, that is around $66,802. Final job then is that of a network engineer. Very similar to the IT support specialist. You're probably thinking, how is this related to cybersecurity? Well, again, this is a stepping stone entry job into the industry, because with IT support, you're dealing with end users, where with network, you're actually monitoring and fixing the network that the users are actually using, and you're actually monitoring and fixing the network that hackers will actually try to attack. So you'll understand how attackers can actually get into this network and how to actually prevent it, which is all fantastic skills to take into jobs like that of a cybersecurity analyst or a cybersecurity specialist. And it's also going to give you those strong network fundamental skills that are really good to have in cybersecurity. So you can see some primary responsibilities. So again, always look at the job descriptions. So this is wanting to understand Cisco. So there's certifications like CCNA, which can be good for that. Good understanding of wireless network connectivities, hands-on experience with troubleshooting, layer 1 and switching and routing. So very, very network-based, as you can see here. But this is fantastic experience. And this is why I consider it an entry-level job, because if you understand how to actually deal with network activity, then you're going to know how to protect it. If you understand how to actually troubleshoot and fix networks, then you're also going to be able to protect them. Now that you understand the most entry-level jobs to get into cybersecurity, this is the pathway that I actually took and I recommend people taking as well to become a cybersecurity analyst. I still think this is the best job to try and get into now, to go directly into cybersecurity. So you need your IT networking fundamentals. So I did a business and IT degree. These days I would do something like the Course Careers IT Fundamentals Certificate. If you're interested with signing up with that, with their free intro course, there is a link in the description, and you can also get $50 off their full certificate as well. But maybe you work in IT support or you are technical, you might be able to skip this. Then you need to learn your cybersecurity fundamentals. So I did this with home projects during my end of year dissertation, but a great place for this now is the CompTIA Security Plus and the labs as well. That's when we recommend picking a job. So once you've got your fundamentals, figure out which one of those jobs you actually want to do. Like I said, the job of a cybersecurity analyst is the one I think most people should go down. So then you want to learn the skills just of an analyst. So SIEM, like we saw in the job description, Security Information Event Management Tool, Instant Response, how to actually respond to cybersecurity incidents, Cloud Attack and Defense, so how attackers are attacking the cloud, how to defend against it, Customer service, so actually dealing with customers. Often when you're starting out, you're going to be working in a managed service company, so you're going to have to be able to deal with customers, but effectively trying to explain complex technical issues in a simplified way is what you want to be doing. Attack types and defense techniques, so understanding how attackers are actually attacking these networks. Some of the best way to actually look at that is with the MITRE ATT&CK framework. You can use something like this. This is going to tell you how attackers are attacking networks, endpoints, for example, and then it's going to tell you about the specific technique, and then it's also going to tell you how to mitigate it and detect it. So these are the kind of things that you want to learn. Then you've also got threat intelligence and threat hunting, so you want to get a fundamental understanding for each one of these, and then analyst tools as well. So SIEM being the major one, be it endpoint detection systems, network intrusion detection systems, for example. Then once you've got this, you want to get some home projects. So this is what is allowing people to apply for jobs asking for 1 to 3 years worth of experience, setting up your own SIEM at home, for example, setting up your own cloud infrastructure. We've actually got videos on this YouTube channel which show you both of these and many, many more videos as well. So you want to be doing home projects to actually get that experience. Then you set up your resume. So resume, you're going to be using the skills-based resume, and the reason for that, it allows your experience allows your skills to stand out even when your experience lacks. Then you just be consistent here. It took me months and months and failed many applications and many interviews, but eventually you will get that first job as an analyst. Once you're here, then you can look to specialize further into the other roles. Maybe there's more advanced and higher paying roles. So to conclude then, you now understand 5 entry-level cybersecurity jobs that can get you into the cybersecurity industry. And you also understand that even though they are entry-level, you still need some kind of skills and actual knowledge to get in, but this is no different to any other job. And now you know the pathway that I took and I recommend to becoming a cybersecurity analyst. So I want to say thank you for watching. And if you want to know how I got into cybersecurity without any experience, go and watch this video next. Thank you for watching. I'll see you over there.